Okay, so look at Battleborn and its 21:9 support. Now, the latest title from Gearbox has had its fair share of news coverage lately with its inadvertent fight with Overwatch. However, one fact that cannot be overlooked is, unlike its Blizzard opponent, Battleborn has very solid ultra-wide support. So the game natively supports 21:9, showing off more on the sides of the screen. However, an issue plaguing both the 16:9 version and 21:9 version is a very low FOV, even on the highest possible setting, and I currently have no knowledge of a way to increase it alternatively, which is frustrating. Happily, the HUD can be shifted at your own will to any position with decent freedom. It's not on the level of The Division, for example, but it's still better than having it left to the developers to decide. And furthermore, you can, like I did, scale the size of it to stop it taking up so much space. However, I would again rather you could decrease it further than just the 85%, which is the bottom limit that they've locked it at, as on a 1440p screen you can go lower and it's still very usable. Furthermore, on the HUD manipulation, I would have liked if you could actually see the HUD position live when you're moving the sliders, as the arrows aren't an accurate representation of where the HUD actually will be. It turned out that at 3440 by 1440, you want the horizontal setting at about 110, because any further and you'll have it off the screen. But the arrows don't show you that when you set to 110, it's going to be so close to the edge of the screen. So it's just a little thing, but it is a bit annoying when you're first setting up your game. The cutscenes, both in-game and pre-rendered, are 16:9 with black bars. The in-game menus are just pop-up boxes, so they work perfectly. However, the main menu is 16:9 with black bars, except for the option section, which is rather weird, but that is actually full screen and it has a nice stylized background. The menus do also have a very strange, annoying bug where when you first change your resolution settings, or if you change them later on as well, the mouse pointer icon and actually where it will click are totally separate, so you'll need to restart the game in order to align them correctly. Otherwise, where you see that you're clicking is actually very different to where you are clicking. So you'll actually need to have the icon for the mouse far more to the right of an element before you can actually interact with it. It's strange, but a quick restart and you're back off to normal. Other just general points I came across include the annoyance that is online only, for even single player missions, which will be a very big frustration to many. However, I can't say that I had any issues with server connections, for example, so I can't really bash it, but I do know that it is annoying, and if you have, I don't know, slow internet, or if you have intermittent internet, both things that could cause it to be a problem playing this game. Furthermore, due to the fact that it's online only, the in-game menus don't pause the gameplay, which always annoys me, and you can't skip some cutscenes, such as the extremely long prologue one that you absolutely must watch before being able to play any part of the game. I've seen numerous people complaining about this also. Now, lastly, tabbing out and back into the game always makes the Steam overlay pop up every time I hit shift to sprint for the first time after. Usually you have to hit shift and tab together, but I don't know, when you're just clicking W and shift to go forwards and sprint, it brings up the overlay, and if you're tabbing out and tabbing back in quickly in the middle of a fight, for example, like I did, even though that sounds a really weird thing to do, you suddenly have to deal with this overlay that pops up in your face and you've got to get rid of it. So it's a little annoying. It's nothing big, but it's just one of those things that you will probably come across at some point. Now, performance-wise, I had pretty much everything as high as it can go. However, I turned off FXAA, and it cannot be denied having no other anti-aliasing to choose from isn't very good, as FXAA is not one of the good anti-aliasing technologies, and to have another one would have actually been really useful, as the environment can be very noticeably blocky. So yeah, maybe you can force it on with NVIDIA control panel. I don't actually run with anti-aliasing usually on a 3440 by 1440 monitor, as it's one of the things I feel I can turn off to get more performance. I also dropped view distance down to high from very high in order to achieve a steadier 60 FPS. However, I would still dip below in heavy action scenes, and this is all on a GTX 980 Ti at 3440 by 1440. But it's no means a bad PC port. It could be optimized slightly better, I don't doubt, but it holds up well and it should cater for a large range of hardware. All in all, Battleborn just about grasps a score of 3. It's far from a perfect ultra-wide game, but it most definitely is a very playable title, requiring no modding or special treatment to achieve the basic standards of 21:9 gameplay, so it definitely gets a good thumbs up from me. And if you'd like to hear about my actual thoughts on the gameplay, check out my video either in the description or on screen now, or just go to my channel and it should be there. Anyway, I hope this gives you some information on how the game runs at 21:9. Give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe for future info. For any other games at 21:9, head over to my channel. Hopefully I've covered it. If I haven't, then leave a comment down below and I'll try and cover it. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, then links to my Patreon page are in the description. See you later.
Anomalies building nearby. This can't be good. What happened? Report! Where the hell is everyone? What's going on? Conservator! Huh, that's new. Those Varelsi troopers are shielding the Conservator. Take them out! That shield's impenetrable, but the Varelsi creating it certainly aren't. Kill them and take down the Conservator's shield.